Howdy. Let's talk about some fun paradoxes, because the ridiculousness of multiple meanings, the schizophrenia of multidimensionality, what's more fun than that? So I want to talk about paradoxes of destiny and manifestation. We are having a first-person human experience, okay? And then we are manifesting. Now, the assembly of our destiny or of our timeline is created by our higher self. Sometimes you can call this oversoul. So that's like your identity that is playing this avatar and then constructing a game. So you are your own god. But see, your higher self creates a destiny or a soul purpose for you, the first person experiencer. So there's just two different stations of identity. You go by elevator, you are that which is creating this, and then you go down, you're this guy experiencing the world, or gal, guy or gal. Now, apparently, is there like a dharma? Let's not insinuate the meanings of any word like purpose, dharma, the highest timeline, whatever. Is there a fixed destiny for you to travel in the game of life? Yes and no. How so? So first of all, you may have found yourself in a situation where you want to manifest something and it's simply not working, and it's like all this resistance is formed and it might backlash at you because the higher self wants you to take another direction. So it's literally like, God, why don't you just like give me that money? Okay? And God is like, no, I want you to figure out this route because you will complete some kind of karmic pattern. So, if you're manifesting from the ego, sometimes certain things won't manifest, or they will manifest as a type of lesson not to want that. And here's a simple example. I would have a habit of whatever, doing a loop. So I have a life, I have a work, I don't know, everything is going in a standard way. So I'm just used to like doing the same set of things. I have a relationship, I have a business, I have my money, and then I start going habitually to my relationship and it's not working. I start going to the ATM, it's not working. I'm trying to get my work done and it's not going anywhere. Like the projects are just like, right? So at that moment, the higher self is like, nah, little guy, you need to break the habits because I want to show you the next level. And then until you quit trying the old way, the ATM, like it's always broken. You go to one ATM, another ATM, you can't get the money, right? And then you surrender and you stop trying, and these habitual behaviors defragment from your egoic structure, and you're like, okay, what's up, God? I surrender. And then God is like, you from a higher perspective, like, all right, so here you can like, I don't know, like have free money out of nowhere or whatever, something different, like we have another purpose for you. And so, or relationship's not working and you're trying to force it and it's not working and it's backlashing, right? And it's like, here's a new relationship, like here's a new partner, or here's a new relationship, a relationship with God, or something different, right? So life is closing the doors on your baby ass because it wants to give you a direction. So you have to kind of like align yourself to what is. So this is a paradox of manifestation. Then I'm like, okay, let's just flow with what is. After the higher self gives you more information about how the next episode is going to develop, now you need to align with manifestation. Now you need to do business again from your new acquired karmic sort of like packaging. So you've been through some hurdles and you updated your understanding, and now, okay, go have a relationship, have money, try to manifest more, I don't know, ATMs, right? So it's just not like either or. Now here's the thing. Understand this also. The oversoul is like a tree. So it fractalizes into few different humans, right? Now, this is just a general geometry of like how soul trees of life work. You have like a oversoul and oversoul, it's branching out. So when you get to the incarnate, okay, which is me in a meat suit, there's like multiple me's all over the place. All right, we're not just like one guy. There's like at least few. All right, now this may come with some exemptions to the rule, but usually it's like this. There's like the feminine branch, 5 girls, masculine branch, 5 guys, incarnate from one oversoul, and then the oversoul has an oversoul, so there would be like a whole family of souls which all come from one, one single soul up there, this guy branching out, becoming multiple human beings, right? So in the tree of life, all of these individual human beings have a path. Like, I'm going to activate my warrior archetype through art, okay? Or, I don't know, like Kung Fu or something, right? And then another one from the same tree is not supposed to pursue art, and it's not supposed to pursue, like, I don't know, whatever, Tai Chi, but they're supposed to pursue making pizza, right? Because the tree of life is kind of like, what will complement my vastly fractalized intelligence? I know I want to make the best pizza, I want to make the best like art, and then, it assigns these little incarnates different roles. So, yeah, you have a blueprint. Your natal chart is a blueprint, and you have a purpose. And so there will be an effortless timeline where you're pursuing like money, and the money is just your thing, and it's just like, right? And then for me, as an individual, that might not be my thing at all. I just may be pursuing like higher knowledge downloads and just explaining stuff. And then, I don't know, I'm not supposed to even, count money or touch it ever, but my life somehow, I always have a home, I always have money for my daily activities. And this is how it is. We're not supposed to do the same thing. Now, is that a fact, or there is still an exemption to that? See, it's all contractual, because the tree of life and the oversoul that assigns your individual karmic incarnate this karma, what you're gonna do, or dharma, the best path for you to fulfill whatever you're exploring, is holographic and quantum. So it also means that there is not only one version of you. All of these parallel selves are versions of you. And all of this is kind of a construct, and it is defined by soul contracts. So the soul and the oversoul and the oversoul and everybody has contracts. So when you become aware of these contracts, you can negotiate the contract. And you can be like, hey, you know what? What is my best path? And the higher self will be like, well, you can do this, but you know what? We can also just send you another package. You can become a different individual, and you can choose to do whatever you want. At that point, you can choose your incarnate or natal chart individuality and pursue that, or You can say, I'm this vast tree of life encompassing all of these guys and gals and whatnot, and I just want to shapeshift and try different things out, or I'm going to set myself on a different path. Okay. Now, it takes a more expanded awareness to understand yourself as this tree of life, to be able to kind of like see, inquire into your contracts, and then if you want to shift something, then you can change your destiny. In the meanwhile, if you're playing out manifestation, but you have a destiny or karmic contracts to fulfill, then this will have more gravity and you simply won't be able to manifest something that is outside of your reach. But you can be like, hey, okay, can I be aware of what are my karmic contracts? Can I integrate these lessons? Can I then shift, quantum jump, into a different identity where I will assume a different role and different things will be given to me? And then, why not? If all of these different understandings are integrated and it is communicated through your quantum consciousness that you want to take a different path, then every contract from top to bottom, from like white, infinite whiteness to this guy, down to tree of life that branches out into these peoples, you can definitely then change any contract. Now, another paradox. When you come into the consciousness that is beyond your or soul or avatar, okay, which is like a beginning of the tree, beyond the beginning of the tree of life that disperses, there's a prototype self, that is avatar self. Beyond that, there's just like source, which is this. So this is your higher self, this is you, this is source, the white infinity with no defined parts. Beyond that, it's just consciousness. So when you're connecting your consciousness to this kind of like primordial matter or singularity, bliss, light, whatever, then you can create whatever you want. Like you can even change your whole timeline, just quantum jump into whatever you want. But paradoxically, you will be also kind of like liberated from actually wanting or kind of like clinging to any desire or wanting. So this is an experience sort of like enlightenment, because to be this source, you had to complete and integrate the karma of the whole tree of all of these souls that like branched out from this guy. So once you've been through all this experience and you became the total kind of like ultimate transcendence, samadhi, then you find like you have a natural state of being where you find there's no better qualities in like autumn or winter or spring or whatever, this or that, being poor or rich. And still you might appreciate like different tastes, and you might appreciate having a nice house, and you might appreciate art and aestheticism and all these beautiful things, but there's no clinging. There's no even sort of like, you can just be zoned out, like idling in a game, like not needing anything, and then you can manifest anything and everything. So this is called even like a superpower of not wanting anything. Or you can desire anything because you can still form a desire, but it's so light and you're so not attached to it that all things kind of flow naturally to you. And you don't notice that you're manifesting because everything has the same texture. So I mean literally, this is how, like, the story when Jesus turns water into wine. So like you can literally imagine that this is a pack of matches, but like I can, because you are this source thing, then you can imagine that this has the quality of like vanilla ice cream, and you can literally you can experience the quality of vanilla ice cream with your imagination only. Okay, it will take me a couple of seconds, but you can also kind of pretend that you're like experiencing something, and this will taste like vanilla ice cream, or it can actually kind of like shape shift, like the water can shape shift it into wine, and this kind of things can also occur. Now, what can also occur is definitely whenever I'm talking about vanilla ice cream and saying that word in a repeated fashion, like right now, tomorrow most probably, or even this evening, somebody is going to just like pop out some vanilla ice cream. And yeah, if you exist in this state of being, which is like samadhi or primordial self, kind of like just, then you have no added on textures or whatever. So whatever you kind of like connect through this guy into these words, that just sort of appears in this reality. So that's a state of sort of what I call ascended masters. So the paradox of manifestation and destiny is really to understand that you can be on different levels of consciousness having different karmic contracts depending on the karmic contracts that you have accepted previous to your timeline build. So everything is sort of destined based on some agreements that you created, whether you're conscious of them or not. You create some agreements to play out a certain destiny. Now you may have more generative destiny, which is more like a free ride. So you're just like imagining things as you go and the timelines are created for you. Or you need to go through certain patterns over and over again until you complete the lessons. It all really depends on your contracts. So is there dharma or destiny or kind of like a decided reality for you? Perhaps. Is it completely fixed? No. If you go to your higher self, or if you go expand your awareness to source, you can learn what are you supposed to do, what is your purpose, how to best fulfill it, or if you can inquire if you have different options. And so there is no general way to talk about the soul purpose, dharma or karma, for each individual. All of these individualities that coincide in this multiplayer game at this particular moment, many of them have some similar patterning of what they're supposed to do, but there is no two people that you can have a rule of thumb where you can say, yeah, there is a karmic way or dharmic way. It's really, 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 really rich with different potentials. So you need to kind of like not, I mean, you don't need to do anything, but like if you want to know what your destiny is, you might want to take a more flexible stance. Okay, it might be that your destiny is like stone, it might be that your destiny is like water. Alright, I hope this was fun. Subscribe to my channel if you want more fun.